I just wanted to update you on the price of the YNA token. As we speak right now, the token is sitting at $3.33 for every 100,000 you would sell. Okay, and your liquidity provider fee would be 250 YNA tokens, which is virtually nothing. I want to take you back to January 22nd, when the YNA token, if you sold 100,000, it would be worth $2.87. So this is a 16% increase in value in US dollars over that period of time. This is on PancakeSwap, and of course you would swap them for BNB, which is the Binance token, and then switch it to US cash, and there's your US dollar values. So as you can see, without any real change in the structuring of what we're doing, without any real change in the utility, because we haven't bothered to create a utility yet, because it's rising 16% in 3 months would take us to between 50 and 75% over the course of a year. I really don't want it rising too fast. Later in the summer, I'll probably put in a utility to make it more useful. Making it more useful makes it more desirable. We'll extend the number of people that will have bought it to use it, and will increase the value. Really, to be honest, anything from 10% monthly to 25% monthly is a real ideal number for this to have real value over the next 2 to 3 years. I really want to use it in the off years when Litecoin isn't halving, and Litecoin is halving this year in August, and when Bitcoin isn't halving, and Bitcoin is halving next year in probably July or August. Those two halve every 4 years, so I want to use the YNA token to increase net worth in the off years when they are not the game in town. To give you an idea, 4 years ago, well actually it was 4 years and 4 months ago, Litecoin was in the $40 range. What it does when it halves, and what Bitcoin does when they halve, is 4 to 6 months before they have a tendency to rise in value as people get on the bandwagon, get excited about the halving event. What halving means is at the halving date, it becomes twice as difficult, twice as energy intensive to create one Litecoin or one Bitcoin. And so the thought is that if it's going to take twice as much energy, it's going to be twice as expensive, which means the coin has to be twice as valuable. Worked very well for Litecoin 4 years ago. It went from about $30 in January all the way up to $140 in July before it halved, and then settled back down to I think it was about an $80 coin level, which is close to where it's at now, which makes sense. Bitcoin was anticipated to do the same thing, and I think it was about $8,000 5.5 years ago, which would have been a year and a half before it halved, which is how it is now. But what happened was, in the ensuing period of time, the Chinese landscape received what was considered a 100-year reign, meaning their electrical power production was at an all-time high high score. And also at the same time, China was shutting down due to COVID. And as a result of that, the powers that be with Bitmain, which are the biggest Bitcoin mining equipment manufacturer, and also the biggest miner of Bitcoin, they mine it with the brand new machines while we're using the slightly older machines. And when they develop a newer machine, then they sell the ones they've been using. That's just how it goes. And it's been profitable if you keep up with the latest machines and turn them over on a regular basis, one stage behind Bitmain. Anyways, Bitmain, who is definitely attached to the Chinese government, went to the Chinese electrical provider and said, look, you got nobody to sell your electricity to. You can spin your turbines, produce electricity, and sell it to nobody, or we'll buy it at an extremely, and I mean extremely, reduced rate. That way, when Bitcoin halved, it was very, very inexpensive still to produce Bitcoin. And Bitmain sold, basically flooded the market with a lot of very, very cheaply produced Bitcoins. And then when they tightened the market up, once they'd produced and restockpiled, if you'll recall, it went to $65,000 a coin. Right now, today, it's $27,000 to $28,000. And the last time on its way to $65,000, it seemed like a large amount of big money, and I mean industrial money, corporate money, came in between $28,000 and $32,000. And like I said, it's real close to the 28,000 point now. So wouldn't surprise me if somewhere in the next 6 months to a year, if it was between 28 and 32,000, there'd be a big rush in again. Anyways, just wanted to show you that. Thanks a lot. Have a great night.